Can devs do something?
Hey, traders. Welcome to the stream. Good to see y'all on this Tuesday, where risk off was the game, and there we have it. Just now, candle close on Bitcoin and all of crypto. New daily candle has begun. Oh my God! Oh my God! Blessing of the new daily candle. Okay, amen. All right. All right. So just starting the stream with Tesla that was down 11.41% today. This is collapsing. This is like crashing, collapsing, capitulating, whatever you want to call it. After hours, this thing is down almost another 2%. So I'm like, are things breaking now? And, you know, all these levels. Remember, this was the next level. Like we were talking about when it broke 153. All right, gap fill at 136, but then it's like, all right, 111.86, 112, and you broke it, and you closed below it. You're falling after hours. So, I mean, like, you'll be at $91 in no time, which is definitely got to be the next level, right? I mean, it's just these two lows, one from July and August. Yeah, July and August 2020, little valleys there. I mean, that's your next stop, which means if it goes straight down to that next level, you got another 16% downside before the next support, man. As if it couldn't get any worse. This is about the time in the movie they say, it can't get any worse, right? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Below $91, you don't want to know, because there are multiple gaps. Not too far. I mean, below $91 is $81, and then below $81 is $74.50. Below $74.50 is $64.42. So, let's just say a lot lower. At any time, you can get these little reactive rallies, you know, whatever, but the case is not going to change on this anytime soon. It's bearish. What is happening? Hey, what's up, Scorpion Nature? Thanks for the €2 super chat. Thank you for the support the channel, watching, man. Changing my lights too. You did that. Now we're really, really wintry, aren't we? Okay, so that's your Tesla. Now let's go to HEX. We gotta look at HEX on the title of the stream, barely. But this thing was down 10% a second ago. It's down 8.5%. But at I was just talking to Scott Carney, man, and then just like boom, alert goes up. I'm like, how was my alert going off? No way. One of my lights just changed again. From where it is right now, maybe about 15 minutes ago, maybe 20 minutes ago, HEX was down another 13.6%. We're talking about, like, it was down 24% on the day for seconds before our little, I don't know, I guess bids came in, man. It's getting really weird down here. Anything below 2.1 cents equals 1.4 cents in time. So where it is right now, even with it being down 8.5%, you still got another 28 to 30% more, downside. You're talking about, look, a peak from 2020, again in February 2021, and then a valley. That is the level, 1.4 cents. And you got 30% until you see that. Very, very bad. Terrible. Imploding. You just can't be surprised if you see 1.4 cents from here. Okay, all support's broken. This will be the lowest daily candle close of the bear market. The lowest daily candle close really since like May 1st, 2021. It's ugly. It's really ugly. Okay, let's go to Bitcoin. I mean, it engulfed bearishly today. The lowest, it's kind of crazy, right? Lowest daily candle close on Bitcoin since December 19th. Yeah, I just, again, this one's coin flip, then a coin flip. Liquidity's so gone on it, you just don't know. I mean, this is really how you know it's a coin flip. Okay, this thing's not moving anymore. It's in the middle of a range where you clearly see valleys, you can see peaks. Same with Ethereum, same with XRP. They're just range bound, but inside of the range, there's no more volatility. It's going to come. It'll happen again. It will be insane. It'll be broken with, it's just kind of like you're in the desert and then the rain comes, but the ground is not able to accept the rain because it's so dry, so flash flooding occurs. I mean, that's the way it's going to go when the volatility comes back for Bitcoin, one way or another. But unfortunately, I just think right now it's like flip the coin, performed kind of adequately with what's going on with Tesla, that Tesla, owns Bitcoin on their balance sheet. It kind of performed adequately compared to Coinbase, which hit fresh all-time lows, is crashing, collapsing, down 7+% today. So you got that going for you. But remember, this range is the lowest prices of the entire bear market, lowest prices in 2 years. So it's just hard to trust. And that's why it's like, all right, there's no edge on these. There's an edge on a few altcoins. A few. There's 18,000, dude, and we got a few of them that maybe are okay just in case Bitcoin broke to the upside. But we know full well, right? The mentality is the trend is bearish. We're not trying to fight the trend. But we know in bear trends, sometimes assets rally. Bitcoin selling stopped on the date of November 9th after that dreadful crash. It was the 8th and the 9th that were so bad. So the terrible market conditions for longs, it just is. But there are a few that are kind of okay. And that's as far as we'll go with it. We'll say they're okay. They're showing the variables you'd look for in normal market conditions that are not so awful. And they're holding up pretty well. I mean, we got off stream, and last night we got some pumps, man. XRP, QNT, a little bit of Aave, Lind. Again, just hard to trust. How do you trust this? You don't really trust it. You know what trend we're in. It's bad. Okay, so that's your Bitcoin, Ethereum. I mean, is there any different analysis? I'll tell you one thing. Yesterday, it's just ridiculous. This frickin' supply line cannot be broken. It is some sort of force field. Right? I mean, you were breaking out of that downsloping resistance kind of, and then today it's all a joke. It fell back below it, now opened outside. That's not what you're looking for. You do not want to see. I mean, look at these are daily candles, man. What a joke market now. Remember that time in 2020 on the way up? And now look at us. What a joke, dude. But this was the lowest daily candle close since December 19th. It was a bearish engulfing. It was another, my God, how many unlimited rejections now of 1223, which is that dead cat bounce from 2018. That's not what you're looking for. If you're a buyer, if you're a bull, if you love crypto, if it's in your heart, this is not what you want. That's not the candle you want. You wanted a candle that would continue from yesterday. You didn't get it at all. How can you with such a terrible macro, with tech, big tech getting destroyed? We'll look at some of those big tech names. Amazon's, it broke support from 2019 today. Very, very bad. I mean, there's 18% downside on the, largest e-commerce company in the world, at least in the Western world. Man, all right. That's Ethereum. Again, like this. Here it is. This looks so enticing, man. Tree Peak guy. Definitely, the Tree Peak guy retired, man. He quit. Now he's peaking on a few of the alts, but you just such limited hope on them. Like I could fully see like all the ones that look kind of okay collapsing because Bitcoin and Ethereum collapses. XRP is one of them. XRP is one of the okay looking ones on the daily, which we're going to now because that's the third largest crypto in the world outside of stable coins. Here it is. It's there, man. Like the makings of a varsity athlete. Right? It bottomed out in June. Bitcoin didn't bottom out in June. Guess what? Bitcoin's been below that June 18th low. I mean, pretty much since November 11th. It's been below it. The XRP is not doing anything like that. XRP is showing higher lows, slight accumulation. Now, in downtrends, you can get accumulation. There's, accumulation phases, and it's like big old bear flags, right, channels, and they eventually end. But I'm just saying, right, it's not about like making a call. It's just about knowing where you are. 32.5 cents, you're still pretty close to that level, and you've held it, and you've held it, and you've held it. You're completing an M shape. It's not just one time you're completing that M shape. It's you got a type 2 return. On that type 2 return, you got divergence, man. You got definite seller exhaustion down here. And it's like, wow. There have been many, many, many assets that have painted this picture and have played out brilliantly. But this time, with macro conditions so horrid, this could fail easily, and that's fine. But you can't get mad at me for identifying what we've identified before this played out and done very well. So that's it, XRP. It's like better looking than Ethereum and Bitcoin by far. Not even close. It's like I like XRP over Bitcoin and Ethereum based on technicals right now. Yeah. What about BNB, dudes? BNB crashed. BNB diverging. I mean, it is showing bullish divergence right now. Some form of it. Not like spectacular. I mean, that's a huge histogram mile on negative momentum. You normally want like pathetic little levels. You could you could go to like 200 and get triple divergence. That might be better. Still sitting around that 40 threshold, bearish, control zone threshold, daily RSI. I mean, this is context makes me not feel good about this at all. I mean, you're at this level again, and you think like, oh yeah, that's the level. That's the level where people buy. But the problem is the context, right? This massive run and the dump. Okay. Well, back in 2021, it was a great area, right? And look at that rally that ensued. What happened? Ooh, that's an 886 high to low, 88% retrace. So a lower high, a very subtle lower high, like Tesla was showing 886 lower highs a couple times early this year. And then just another massive drawdown, a lower low than the previous lows, even though eventually, after that sell-off, sellers were so exhausted, they finally recaptured that level, even back tested a couple of times of support. That was identified. Bitcoin did it too. Algo did it too. And then a rally ensued. But the other very critical inflection area zone was rejected. You sold off, and then the biggest bull trap of the year. And now look at you right back at it. So like you've just got 3 failed attempts to make a higher high than the highs from February and April. So it is very, very, very much confirmed that there are far less market participants from May to now involved with the market than there was in February, April, January, December of last year, November of last year, May of 2021, right? So context not really good. I mean, eventually that weakness, you keep making these lower highs, more distribution, you keep testing the support, it gets weaker and weaker, and eventually the demand gets absorbed by supply, and you could imagine what could happen. Just like it went straight up, it could go straight down again, but it just might take a while. It could be months from now that this happens. But just keep your eye on BNB. Will it be able to capture a high just above the November 25th high? Fine, if it does that, even if it does that, it's still not like great. It needs to break 350, all 3 of these highs, and then pull back, make a higher low than all these lows, and then run again, and then we'll talk about a trend reversal. But for now, it's just not great. I mean, I get it's at a support, but the context sucks. Okay, we looked at the big 4 now, didn't we? Yes, we did. And we have some coins out there that are just awful. Okay, remember, it's been this way. Most, if not almost all, of the cryptos out there are not showing any hopium at all. They're making their lowest lows of the entire bear trend, multi-year lows, some of them all-time lows, very recently, within the past week or two. That is not indicative of anything bullish. So we can kind of take a look at the good ones. Good ones, relatively speaking, good. Like, hey man, it's showing a predictable set of variables that we like at a very, very real level of inflection, which is perfect. That's what you're looking for being able to strategize an entry, stop loss, take profits. Q&T had a nice bump yesterday. It was definitely the best performer in all of crypto, where you got market caps that are not micro. It's showing the divergence, type 2 return, established uptrend for now. I mean, it's been a midterm uptrend, but yeah, you got to eventually recapture these highs. But this is the way it looks before Moon. But I completely am aware and understand, like, if this fails, of course, man, look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, they're awful. God, the whole market, tech, big tech, everything, recession, bond yields, pump, man, all of it, just bad. Gold pumping. Yeah, I could understand why Q&T's potential massive reversal to the upside could fail. I get it, man. Q&T's a joke, just like everything else. You're hearing it from me. This has no use case that I'm aware of. It has as much use case as all the other scrubs, all other 18,000 scrubs out there. It just happens to be showing those variables we like. I hope it plays out. Yeah. Q&T. We already looked at XRP. There were a couple more. I mean, like Litecoin was okay. You know, it bearish engulfing kind of yesterday. Sorry, I get duplicating stuff because I've worked from my other place too. Yeah, I got this little cute channel set up here. It's not really a big deal. It's not really to do anything, to strategize anything. Just a nuanced way of looking at things, right? Channel-wise, heartline respect. I like that. You know, staying above $65, $66, I think is really good. I think you got hidden bullish divergence there. I mean, it's okay, right? So you're above the levels you need to be above right now on Litecoin, and you pivoted with a higher low. So these are really interesting things. You haven't seen positive momentum yet off the hidden divergence. You wonder if it's coming. If it does, you probably got a target of $84 again, $84, $85. At the same time, if you're looking at this like a channel, oversold in this channel would be like $54. But again, I'm more interested in the horizontal line supports. $66 is incredibly important. The most important thing right now on this asset, like 2019, multiple times, peaks, valleys, over and over and over again. It's incredibly important, and you are trying to hold it, which is great. But again, I'm gonna say it's like a disclaimer. If this just gets destroyed, even though it's been doing very well, it's not doing what Bitcoin's doing, right? June 18th down here, Black Saturday, making far higher lows. Bitcoin's not doing that. If it all comes crumbling down, I understand. I get it. You're not going to surprise me. But for now, better performance, above an inflection point that could take it to $84. It did last time, right? I mean, last time it broke $66 straight up. Because it does that historically. Oh, that's crazy, man. Yeah, it could do it again. All right, but not really like a crazy, not like Q&T or XRP. Like we got the harmonic, the type 2, the divergence, at supports. Amazing. You know, it's funny. Shiba kind of got wrecked at the end, right? But this is still like not dead. I mean, it's getting there. It's getting real. I mean, you are so close to this being like scrap it. It's still potential type 2, I think. It's not really a true type 2 return yet. This thing right here, this little curved line right there, is showing you the potential type 2 return. Because how does it become a confirmed type 2? When you start pivoting and rallying at the 886, that's where you are. You're sitting at this 88% retrace, but the issue is you're like, there's no real support here. And that's what makes it now a weaker argument for a long. I think you would wait till some sort of green candle occurred here, and you'd wait till you're back above 827. But it's got the harmonic, it's got the one low, the second low, the divergence is there. All that's going on, but no one's buying it, and that's why we're saying it's a potential type 2, not confirmed type 2. This thing. If things go the way they're going, this thing breaks to 687 in time. My God, it's awful. These market conditions are trash. Even for stuff that looks so potentially mouth-watering. Think you're getting a ribeye steak, but you're getting bugs. Crickets. What happened to Sarc today? Good question, Adam. There was a dividend. So you're getting on Thursday, if you own Sarc. Yeah, you were down today, but it will all make sense on Thursday when you get paid $13 per share, I believe. $13 per share. Ends up being a lot if you own a decent amount of Sarc. But yeah, it's kind of scary. You wake up and you're like, what happened? While Tesla's collapsing, all the Cathie Wood's funds, all those assets on Cathie Wood's, like, you know, the weighted assets that make up ARK, destroyed today. Oh, it's so bad. I have a watch list for it, for the highest weighted assets in that fund. And it's gross. We can definitely scan through it. Hit the space bar a few times if you want to see it. Ugly. Oh, but yeah, it was down. That's okay. But wait, there's more. You know, we look at the side of the coin with maybe, oh, here's some hopium. But just remember, the collective, most of the 18,000 scams look like Tezos, where there is no hope. Abandon all hope. You should have abandoned all hope a very, very long time ago. I don't know what you're doing if you still have hope for something like Tezos. Consolidated bearishly for a little bit, then rolling over, falling below 84, 86 cents, very real levels. Okay, below this, I think in time, you'll see 38 cents when it's all said and done. There's so much more downside on this asset. Yep. So much more downside here. Descending triangle behavior, really. But yeah, there's bullish divergence. What? On the daily, how is there bullish divergence developing? There just is. But it's not at support. It's not showing anything besides that divergence, right? So you don't have much of an argument to set up a trade or a long when the asset's showing maybe bullish divergence on the daily, on the MACD histogram, maybe even the RSI if it pivots here, but that's it. You have nothing else. So that makes a terrible argument for taking a long. It's all about the argument. How many variables can you say that the asset has before you say, I want to take a long, right? Is it at inflection point? No. Is it showing us some sort of Bulkowski structure that's recognizable, identifiable by many market participants around the world? No. Harmonic 886? No. It's not doing anything besides the divergence, potential divergence. That's it. That's not good enough. And the trend, right? What's the trend? Miserably bearish. So tremendous downside potential, over 50% downside probably on this one still. So most of them look like that. Okay. Like basic attention token. But bro, it has use case, right? It has like a working product. It's a browser and it's basic attention token. And the target's 14.5 cents. It's been that way. Since it broke 29 cents, the target was always 14.5 cents because history tells us that's where the asset normally runs to. Yeah, right here, it could stall out. Some little bit of divergence, something on MACD could pivot, you could pivot and rally, back 29 cents. But I'm thinking, most of the price action goes to 14.5 cents. I bet if you had like a volume signature, most of it's down there where the gray zone is. So. But dude, what about Dogecoin, man? Because it's like still like you're not dead yet, man. You're not dead yet, but you're close. Been watching your
streams for over a year now, and it's becoming a daily thing for me. You have taught me a lot and just wanted to show some love. Thank you for all you do.
How did that happen? Scorpion Nature, thanks for the $10 contribution, but why is my $10 contribution the bugs? The German bugs, dude. Dude, Klaus Schwab's taking over, man. I did not do that. I gotta change that. That's weird. It's really weirding me out. Okay. But yeah, man, thank you for watching, and I really appreciate that. I'm glad I'm able to add value to your life, right? We have limited time every day. Some way more than others, right? If you have kids and stuff like that, you don't have time to have your ear to the ground on the markets. And that's kind of like what I do, is like scan charts all day, look for an edge across all markets, and thanks, man. So yeah, you got Doge. It's kind of like, I don't know, man. You're getting real close to this all being invalid. I will be the last person that is surprised if Doge just goes to 6.54% and then breaks it and goes down to new lows. I really, at this point, can't be surprised. It's friggin' Dogecoin, and now everything Elon's touching's turning into crap, right? Not Twitter's awesome, right? I love Twitter, but talking about Tesla, right? I mean, may not be good times for the Doge. And then, you know, so it's like, oh, maybe some hope, but probably not. But then you go to Zcash, it's like, abandon all hope, ye, right? Who enter a trade, get destroyed in the long-term downtrend. Remember, Zcash saw its lowest price November 9th that it had seen since the COVID crash. And buyers defended that level, but it looks like it's headed right back down for that. And that's almost, man, that is so close. That is definitely some sort of deviation of a falling 3 methods. It's like a falling 4 methods. It's perfect, though. It's beautiful. Or you could say it's a 3-line strike. Well, so you just got to love the respect of this supply line. Tested it and failed. Hidden bearish divergence was good. So probably more downside. Mostly like this. Remember DGB that like, hey man, it was up 30+%, and look at it, it's like breaking support again yesterday. And the downside is like unlimited. It's like, oh wow, and we have like 80% downside on DGB if you wait. Stream chat's frozen. Weird. How long has that been going on? Try to remedy that. Be alert. Let's try this. See what happens. All right. So we're just getting through some of these coins, man. You know, like YFI is one of the hopium coins, but dude, you're not gonna find a surprised man if this just fails. But it still hasn't seen the 88% retrace, but it's showing the divergence. Second low, he's got to wonder, right? I mean, it's a perfect spot to be identifying an M shape. Just no reaction, no bids, no one's buying here yet. So they may not buy, it may just roll over. Rejected 74.50, which is a very real resistance support area from history. It's everything, man. There's just not much here. But, you know, we're not going to just count it out until it breaks the 886 and starts rolling over and seeing 3K. But yeah, for now it's interesting. Opium. It's nothing like OXT or something. Look at this crap, man. Just all-time lows every day. But dude, there's divergence. It's like, who cares, man? No one's trading this crap anymore. What about IOTA, man? IOTA, just a joke, dude. A massive joke. 14.8 cents. You're almost there, man. You're like almost at the support. So kind of limited on the downside, but there's just a little bit more, right? So weak. So bad. Well, all day. We go into it. We look at them. Yeah, terrible, terrible, terrible. Awful, awful, awful. Unfortunately. Let's look at the S&P. All right, let's switch it up for a sec. S&P 500. Well. You know, healthcare propping this thing up. Should be crashed by now. What's going on? Just give it time. Down 0.4%. Not much to look at. I mean, the downtrend, the wedge, the breakdown. And it's not done breaking down probably. Cool. Yeah, Dow Jones, below 33. 222, right? I mean, it's like that zone. You're right at it. So massive area, battleground area you're at right now. Look at this level, you know, June. You don't want to fail here. You don't want to break it and then formally back test it. You do not want to see red candles in the next few days. You just don't, because that means this is just a good old fashioned up thrust. And this is it could fail. Like this just breaks the upside. Okay. All right. We'll talk about it. But for now, you got to be really cautious on the Dow Jones because it's working on a formal, back test of up thrust, which is the inverse of a spring back test, right? If I flip the chart over, you're springing you might back test the spring. You even go down to 33,729 and back test the spring here, and then rally off of that. So just be cautious. It's the opposite. Up thrust, back test of up thrust. Okay, maybe. We'll see. Is the Nasdaq lowest daily candle close really since November 9th. It broke a demand line. I'll show you real quick and do all this work on the other computer right there. You see that? It's a pretty nice channel, pretty nice consolidation structure where you got touches on the top and the bottom, decent anchor points, right? Like, look at that. It's a lot. And you broke it. And guess what else you broke? The Nasdaq also broke its formal swing low from September 2020, and there's just not much here till I think this is it. I think this is where you go and you test new lows of the bear trend. I think this is it. I think you're going to go test 97, 9,800, and that's not much of a support. I mean, you might react off of it, rally, whatever, bear market rally, later roll over. That eventually, where there's real strong support, it's not a joke. 8,100, 8,200 area. But if you look at some of the Nasdaq top weighted assets, and you see what the individual assets look like, it looks terrible. It looks like, oh yeah, I could definitely imagine how we see 9,700, 9,800. Yeah, XLM's been done, dude. You missed it. You missed all the dumps, man. And it was perfect, dude. It looked like it was going to collapse, and it collapsed. It's been doing that. XLM's been perfect at screaming at you with TA, I'm going to collapse, and then it collapses. It's been great. It had a nice little range, and even little range-bound harmonic, and played out, hit the top of the range, and then right back down, and then it broke it bearishly. Yeah, man, XLM is no longer XRP's little brother. It's now an orphan. Yeah, it doesn't correlate to XRP anymore. It's weird. Something changed. What happened to chat? The widget's broken. I can't make it work, right? Like, it'll stop working, and then I'll refresh the cache, which is virtually all I can do, and then it's over. It's Streamlabs, man. Streamlabs API issues. This is something, I have so many third-party things, applications that work with these other apps that break. They're communicating with each other, right? And then someone updates something, and then someone farts, and then that widget breaks, but then, they fix that one, and that fixes nothing, and then it breaks 3 other things, and that happens every day. Not much I can do, man. Not much I can do. I don't know. So let's go to, while we're on NASDAQ, let's just go to the Qs, right?
Technology, what is that all about? Is it good or is it whack?
Very, very much whack, man. Very, very whack. I think this is where it's done. I think you got, well, here's what's going to be tested soon. It hasn't yet. The demand line that goes back to 2009. 2009, this parabolic curve line. And you'll be seeing that soon. And if you're breaking 260, there's nothing there till 237. And that's a joke area. It's maybe you'll catch, there's going to be limit buys there. I get it. But once that breaks, once all the demand is absorbed there, there's nothing here till 195, 187. That's it. So, yeah, that was the bull's chance, man. Sorry, let me adjust here. Just like that. I think you're going to see the fresh low. You're very close. It won't take much more on technology. And you're still above that one support from September 25th, 2020. But that just, again, have your alerts set up. Everyone on the Qs below 260. Because when you hear the beep, you are breaking massive supports. And you should be aware. You should know. Okay. Russ 2000 still trying to hang on for dear life, man. This is not a joke. This is a real area. Look, these are your previous tops. I mean, you did technically close below the August 2018 peak, but you're still above the pre-COVID crash high after testing it briefly a couple days ago, trading days ago. I don't know. I have much faith. There's no one buying, right? It's here. Let's see. It's attempting a springback test. All right. Well, start doing something then. Give me a massive green candle off of that, and then we'll talk. But it's not doing that. So it's just sitting here. No reaction. No one's like, maybe some limit buys have kept it from collapsing. But certainly, I mean, you would agree with me here. Certainly not enough bids coming in to make this thing separate and diverge from that critical support you're testing, right? Yeah, Logan's around still. Pre-crypto workout. What's up, dude? Yeah, we said Merry Christmas to each other in text. Not talking about Logan Paul. Yes, of course. Oh, the influencers. Yeah, so many scammers, dude. If you find a streamer that doesn't promote things, but just besides himself, you find those people promoting other things, man. Those are red flag. It's not like, and I bet like Logan Paul, like what he did, like he probably didn't think about it as being malicious. But you gotta have a little bit more foresight than that, man. Understand, like, people listen to you. People might do what you tell them to do. And he took money to promote scams that probably almost certainly ruined some people's lives. And I get it, man. It's like, it's on the person, it's on the investor to make the decision. But my God, man, like, you build trust with these people that watch you every day. And you're just going to do that? You're just going to take some cheap money? And it could just turn into someone ruining their life. Whoops. I mean, just, why even stream? I don't know. Like, why even be an influencer? But it's like, if you don't lose sleep over it, then you're a sociopath. So maybe he doesn't lose sleep over it. Maybe he's in denial. He thinks like what he did was like fine, Here's your golds. Had a great day. Staying above 1800. The buyers are defending the level like crazy. I'm impressed. Doesn't mean you're out of the wedge. You're still in it. Look, you're still in this big structure here, right? And what we know about rising wedges, how they can end. But yeah, so it's like you're very elevated. The bids, the peaks you're getting are very much close to the same. So when you see peaks that are close to the same, a lot of that time it can mean stagnation in the momentum, the bullish momentum, right? It's like, why is gold, like, if it's doing this, like, why is it not blasting through these three peaks and making a pronounced new peak that is far superior and way higher than these highs? Why is it not doing that? That's the question. And so you got to be a little skeptical on it up here. Look, man, I think this could very well go to 1921, 1963, if it stays above this level long enough. But I'm also paying attention to, well, it just had a huge impulse, and it's doing this pretty real rising wedge here and showing that bearish divergence on the daily. I don't like, that's just not a good fresh long. It just, even if it goes up, only like, I mean, yeah, there are going to be scrubs out there that like, when there are some bearish looking things going on for a pullback and they go long and they win, they'd come in and troll. And it's crazy, man. It's like, it's not about the one trade, it's about the many, man. You got to be disciplined, and you're looking for those same variables every time. This is not showing us those same variables that we look for. It's not. And it could still go up, and that's fine. Gold, silver. So elevated, but the peaks are so, on the 4 hour anyway, the peaks are so like close to the same, slightly higher highs. Look at the 4 hours now, the same high. And it's like, what are you doing? Are you now showing bearish divergence in the 4 hour? You know, these moves, these waves are just getting weaker and weaker. But hey, above $23, you're fine. But just know, this is kind of a ludicrous area to be like, hey man, I'm going to take a fresh long on silver. It's just not a good area. It's not a strategic area. You're just gambling. And you're kind of maybe on the end of like gambling with the house having the edge, right? The bears, your opponent having an edge, where it's just like, what a nice run, and you're trying to long up here.
Less than 0.015000000 ETH.
What's up, Habib, man? Thanks for the 1815 of Ethereum. Habib, man. Habib. Thank you, dude. Cheers. My God, man, it's the largest contribution of the day. Habib is the session top Jesus. Get wrecked, everyone. So I'm going to do something with this chat box, man. I don't know if I still have that one source that would let me have the chart up. Dang it. Maybe I don't have any more. Because I thought I'd never have this problem again, but there you go. Dude, Streamlabs, the chat box, I don't know what they did. Like 2 months ago, something happened and their stuff's broken. It's crazy, man. Commodities, man. Commodities. Natural gas destroyed. Sugar destroyed. Coffee. Cotton destroyed. You know, rice and orange juice down marginally. But guess what, man? Oh, man, lumber futures. The squeeze is on, man. Hog futures pumping. Wow, dude. You want to talk about crazy, crazy supply lines being breached? Look at that, man. It hit its highest level since October, well, kind of October 12th, right? Didn't quite see that gap down, but heading on up to 9260, which is your bacon chart, all right? Bacon futures, about time after pure and utter devastation. Really massive engulfing candle. And you know, like this could just be going for a full-on retrade. You break $92, you go to $98. Look, but it is upon ye. The high from May of 2019 is there, so that's what can happen, you know. A little M shape here too. Wow, beautiful. 886. Damn, man, music guns? What? Okay. Corn futures, wow, breaking back above 666. It's a real level. At least somewhat from 2011. Okay. So, not rolling over. Huh. Interesting. Gasoline futures, still reacting off that 886 inflection point. Seafood futures, or just seafood, elevated off the springback test. Nice. Live cattle futures, of course, it's just another day, another multi-year high on frickin' steak. You will eat the bugs every day, right? Highest price you've seen since April 23rd, 2015. And this is just a common occurrence now. It's an everyday thing. This is the new Bitcoin, the new index fund, right? It's number go up, money printer go burr, steak go burr. I know they're not the same person. No. You're talking about Loki, and I was talking about Logan Paul. Someone was confused and thought you were talking about Logan Paul, and now you're confused thinking we're talking about Logan Paul. Bullish histogram divergence, Bitcoin monthly. It might take you a year to play out, bro. If you're looking at monthly divergence, it could legit take 6 months to a year to maybe catch resolution. So it's kind of like, hey man, that's cool and all, but what about the weekly and the 3-day and the daily and the 4-hour? What about all of them? You want them all to be saying the same thing, all the stars to align, all the time scales to be saying divergence. Monthly is just not good enough by itself because it's so slow. Yep, steak and OJ. And rice. Soybeans somehow still surviving, dude. I don't want to tell you. Hold on, where's the... Oh, here's the wedge. It's ridiculous. Look at this freaking stuff, man. Are you kidding me? All this divergence. The trend is bearish, but wants to scam everyone. Wow, I can't imagine when people got stopped out on that. But like, it's still inside the wedge. Like that was nothing. It was like, okay, goes up to 1529. That was it. So you're gonna wonder, like, is it really gonna do that again? Is it gonna break upwards? I don't know, the way, you know, these governments are printing money and stuff, dude. Can't be surprised if all these commodities pivot and rally. Can't be surprised if the dollar collapse. You can't be surprised if everything you buy is going to continue to increase in price. I just can't. How are you the Federal Reserve and you're like, you know, cutting the M2, the money supply, while the stupid government's just printing all this money? It just like it's futility. It's like whatever you're doing is getting canceled by the government. So inflation with this type of spending will never go away. It will only continue to increase. I'm just saying, if you think the inflation's going down in the next year, you're out of your effing mind with our fiscally unbelievably irresponsible government spending this much money. And they're the only ones to blame. Them and the Fed, they're the only ones to blame. It's not your fault, it's their fault. Copper elevated, you know, it's hanging out right at that 200 moving average. Still in a downtrend, you know, still in the bearish consolidation, whatever. All right, looking at rare earth, you know, metals, excuse me, rare earth strategic metals. It looks terrible. It's such a well-established downtrend now. And yeah, you're holding at the 50% retrace. Eventually you'll be going to the 618 probably. Oil, sorry, I didn't look at oil. You know, it's great that it's back above $78. When you're above $78, it's a very real possibility of seeing $87 eventually. Like this is a very real inflection zone. Undeniable from history, all the time. You know, it's being tested. You're above that, but you're not making higher highs. You just made your lowest low. You're not even making a higher high than the freaking December 1st high. So there's just nothing spectacular about this. Like kind of okay above inflection point, but not in any kind of threat of reversing this midterm downtrend you've been in since it topped out in late June, early July. Rave, are you actually surprised, man? How are you? I mean, you know we live in clown world, right? I mean, clown world. Like, I don't know. Like, whatever bad, weird, stupid, backwards thing comes out tomorrow, news comes out tomorrow, I will not be surprised. Oh, look, like 100+ former, you know, intelligence agency officers, high-ranking officers are working at social media companies, all of them. Oh, really? How can you be surprised? Oh, there's so many unlimited examples of clown world. Unlimited. No point getting into all of them. Okay, looking at orange juice futures. Hey, man, hey, is it the type 2? It very well could be the type 2, type 1, type 2, but it still hadn't even made a lower low. Continued to show, like, that highest high, you made quadruple bearish divergence on the RSI. So you can't count it out. This is exactly where a reversal, a more significant reversal could happen. 191 and then 168 in before it goes to all-time highs, but it virtually did see all-time highs. It was off all-time highs by like 50 cents. Look, orange juice futures right here, 2016. Okay, but maybe that was it. Like, we'll see. Like, just understand, one high, maybe the type 2 return of the bearish butterfly. Coffee futures. Wow, man, that's not good. How can you do that? Look, this level is like everything. It's so important, right? 172, 175 on coffee futures. It's a support. It is a very real resistance. Oh no, it's being regarded as resistance for an extended amount of time. You just trying to tell me this is probably just a bear flag in development here? After, I mean, the trend reverse, man, what a cycle. Oh my God, it's over, dude. The bear trend's here. You're in a bear trend. Even if this thing broke that and went to 219, you're still in a bear trend. So just understand where you are. This is very bearish price action. I mean, you were shorting, you'd be just having a stop loss slightly above 175 and letting it ride because 104 is probably next. Look, man, you probably just plot something like this, dude. Just, oh yeah, really? Really? Oh, it's just a bear flag? Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah, dude, it's a little bear flag. Not a little, it's like a perfect sized bear flag. Been in development really since early November. Okay. That's a massive pull though. That's what she said. Oh my God. Sorry. Sugar, where was sugar? Right here. Yeah, like this is, it's up to, remember, it made multi-year highs. And then it's now massive bearish engulfing candle, taken out the past 4 days. Very real. Undeniable now at this point. Look at the bearish divergence. Woof, it's on both oscillators. Yikes, man. So you're at this multi-year high. You clearly know this is a range. It's the top of the range. It's up thrusting through the top of the range. And now it's falling back in. So with buyer exhaustion, hard to see. I mean, how does this thing break and go? How with this going on? Don't know if it can. This could be like the top. This could be a top again. Up thrust. Yeah. Okay, look at natural gas. They're down 5.6%. Good. So good. So much good. Oh, man, that was the... pretty much the second lowest daily candle close since March on natural gas. You've reversed your trend. The bearish 5.0 is performing very well right now. And, of course, yeah, the 113, it could be a type 2 of a 113 bullish shark, but... I mean, you're talking about you've made lower highs, you fractal of the head and shoulders, you got another head and shoulders below the 200. 460 is the target here. Right back from 2018. Yeah, I mean, that's it. And look, these valleys back from 2004, 2006. I think that's probably where you're headed, and, you know, that just could be it. If you don't hold that, then you go to 389, then 267 after that. But I'm not saying it's over for natural gas quite yet, because you could make a second low and then, you know, you rally. Like, you could just do this, man.
Probably doesn't mean anything, but BTC about to bearish engulf on the 12-month yearly for the first time ever.
What's up, Rob, man? Yeah. Yep, it sure is. It's ugly, dude. Probably doesn't mean much yet because it's the yearly candle. It's like, what can you do? It's like, yep, it happened. It did happen. All right, those are your commodities. Whatever. Let me show you here. Do we even have a request? Of course we didn't have a request today. It's over, dude. It's over for me, chat. I'm about to have to start taking money from scammers to push to y'all. Okay. Look at this Workhorse. The horse, did someone tell the horse he is not working? Fresh crash. It was down 10% today. Lowest price, lowest close, lowest price since March 17th, 2020. When I put in that unbelievable Garley and then went insane. But now it's like, yeah, we're on the other side of it, and maybe you'll hold that for a little bit at 134, and then after that's 82 cents. Yep, the low from 2012, 2014, and probably soon to be 2022. Yep, 'tis the season. How about Nvidia down 7%? You can't make this up, man. We look at this stuff and it's like an 80, it's a completed shark. We'll see what happens. Fell back into the channel, fell below the 200-day moving average, and is collapsing. You know, lowest daily candle close since November 9th, and certainly has broken a key inflection point from September 2020, November 2020. That's real. Below that, you're probably going to go test 117. If you don't hold 117 in time, $74. Been live an hour. Party City, let's go. Down 5%. Filled the gap and is now headed to all-time lows. Let's go. Hopefully we can take them out. I'll have an alert set up. We will throw a party, a pizza party, when Party City hits all-time lows. Let's go, dude. Carvana down 8% today. Did it hit all-time lows? I think so. Very, very close. Yes, you did. Carvana made a fresh daily candle close all-time low, the lowest level that traders have settled up ever. $3.72. Jesus chimes. Fantastic. There's one, we're just looking at some of the top losers. In-phase energy was gorgeous. It was fantastic, man. It was like there was a right angled and ascending broadening formation, and you were at the top of that supply line on the second attempt. Bearish divergence on the RSI, and now you're rolling over, and this should be like where it's done. Man, this thing eventually sees 114, 120, whatever down there. So this is a massive structure. This is something, patrons have been pinged on. Rite Aid, fresh all-time lows. Let's go, dude. Remember Rite Aid? Remember a bearish engulfing candle confirmed today? 324, lowest close ever. As you can see, the 2009 lows were destroyed. Imagine being like a Rite Aid moon boy. I believe in the team, man. I believe in the brick and mortar project of Rite Aid, which is actually, you know what? It sounds less stupid than how people act with cryptos. At least Rite Aid, I can go to a Rite Aid store and buy things there. You have people that have like substituted Jesus and God with their stupid S coins. So, Rite Aid, Moon Boy, isn't that stupid compared to how stupid some of these Moon Boys are in crypto. So, you're well below that level. You're Moon Boy. You've held it for all these years, and now it's lower than $4. Yikes. What the? That was weird. Did we just go back in time? Why don't my chart do that? What the is happening? Where was I? Okay. Stitch Fix, I believe, made new fresh all-time low today. All kinds of, you see what I'm saying? There's lots of all-time lows, 52-week lows going on, massive drawdowns. Shake Shack, you completed a harmonic, but then rallied, and then just look at the failed attempts to break the 200-day moving average. You just don't ignore that. And it's like rolling over, made its lowest daily candle close today since July 13th. I mean, that's Shake Shack. They make burgers. Perhaps you've heard of them. Burgers, dude. Weight Watchers is trying so hard to hold on to this all-time low support. This, from 2015. Look how close you are. It doesn't look good, man. It looks, actually, the wave structure is awful. I mean, maybe it holds here, dude. But how are you doing this? How does this asset make a low, then a high, then an 88% retrace, and then a lower high, and now you know what that means. That's deep crab. That means, like, okay, see it like 250 on Weight Watchers. I mean, that's the wave structure. It's a complex wave structure. Man, it's on its C wave, C to D wave, and it's just awful. It's terrible. Okay, let's go to Amazon real quick, because it did something very, very bad today. Like, it did it a couple days ago, but then the next day, buyers defended it, and it closed above it, and it's like, oh, hey, man, Merry Christmas. Maybe everything's going to be fine. Maybe the support's going to hold to 84.46 from 2019. And it didn't. Immediate rejection, and the icing, it was so bearish it couldn't be a bearish engulfing candle. How could you cover the previous candle when you gap down below the close from the last candle? It's awful. It's like worse. Lowest daily candle close Amazon has seen today since March 8th, 2019. Multi-year lows. Amazon Moonboy, also awful, man, right? So the target, real in time, the hard target's like 67.81, which is like 18% more downside. Not oversold on the daily, just sitting at 34.8 bearish control zone. It's like conditions are favorable for way lower prices if this is a true bearish breakdown, which was confirmed with a candle close again today. Man, it's rough. Good Burgers. Yeah, I think I've had them before a long time, like years ago, but Google, here's your another big tech stock. Lowest daily candle close since November 9th. So not as dramatic or insanely bad as Amazon, but you're getting there. You'll be there in time, it seems like, right? $86. This is an inflection point. So Amazon broke its inflection point. Google's slightly above it for now. For now, pay attention. Have your alert set up. If you hear a beep below $86 on Google, you know what's happening. Uh-oh, we have a massive bearish breakdown occurring in real time. Better look at the Google chart. Again, alert set up below $86 if you want to be in the know. In the know of the next supports being 82.30 and 77.87. These are two unfilled gaps. And then we'll reassess at that point, because I'll be live during those times. Believe me, so it can get bad, man. Down 2%, pretty mild losses today. Doesn't look like much, yeah. AMD, unfortunately, headed back to 59.27, which is an inflection point, right, from 2020. Buyers defended it in October, but this time you may not be as successful, even though, right? I mean, like, you make a low, you rally, then you dump, make a lower low, then you rally a slightly lower low, and then make an 886. I mean, sure, AMD could do something like that. But this is a very well-established downtrend you're in, and there's just no, like, what are you doing? What are you trying to you're catching a falling knife, trying to long assets in well-established downtrends with no edge. And, like, the market's so illiquid that, like, what if it pumps 6% tomorrow? It doesn't matter. It's not changing the trend. It'll be up 6% tomorrow, it'll be down 8% the next day, and you'll be destroyed, FOMOing in. Oh, we need to look at what Southwest, which is like Love, right? LUV, yep. Love, man. All right, remember, they're in a lot of trouble because this airline, the weather, and all that stuff. Trying to clean this chart up. It's just this massive downtrend. It's back in it. the horizontal line supports. Yeah, man, this could be in a lot of trouble. It's getting back down to danger zones, right? Where there's not much volume, not much. The limit order is going to be thin. Like 33.94 lowest close today on southeast or southwest, excuse me, since late October. You can clearly tell the trend you're in on this thing. What makes the most sense here? Something like this. Again, you're not using this to trade it, you're just to conceptualize the trend. And you know, in the end, I don't look at this one often. It's not really on my watch list at all. Where did it revert? Can someone tell me where love reversed from its July 18th high to its October 3rd low? Where did it reverse? I mean, how many times, dude? How many times does this have to happen before you believe? No, not really a formal harmonic per se. I mean, maybe an alternate bat. But okay, yeah, 886. Not quite even an alternate bat. Didn't even make it to 382. But it was, again, it's just the 886 and what's confluent with the 88% retrace in the previous high to low, the 200-day moving average. You tested it twice and failed. Rolling over, and your next target's 3128. Right? They had to cancel like 90% of their flights because no one showed up for work. Because they can't, man. How can they show up for work when there's a blizzard, dude? And now you got the government's investigating that like there was, like, what are you doing? I'll go investigate the freaking border, dude. What about airline companies not able to open because of blizzards? Wasn't good for stocks, or for airline stocks. Looking at another asset, this has been monitoring this. This is unbelievable. This is the Thangora Rim Head and Shoulders right here. Lowest daily candle close on PANW, Palo Alto networks since August 23rd, 2021. The neckline, I think, is broken. Right, since that gap up day, it just made, I mean, it's lower than the gap up open, right? So the gap to fill is like 123. So there's a lot of downside here. This is unreal. Only real ones will even know what Thangora Rim is, but this is Thangora Rim. Okay, this is the journey to a Thangora Rim in the fields of Enfalglith. This is it. This is Angband, and within Angband is Thangora Rim. Okay. But what about Apple, man? We're good, right? Apple? No, we're not good at all. Acceleration phase now. You went to the subtle insider composite operator offloading his position very quietly, so the plebs would never even think it or dream it. They're out. They got most of their position out now, and soon you will see the acceleration where, guess what? 1618, it's going to be $100. That's your target, I think, in time on Apple. $100. Bearish control zone, not oversold. First stop 123, then 100. Just complete the very complex wave structure. Man, if we were in a bull market and I brought up Thangora Rim, 5 people would say something about it. About Disney, down almost 2%, made its second lowest daily candle close of the entire bear trend. So that means the second lowest daily candle close since the COVID crash. No support here. There's one wick. I think you broke the real support resistance at 90, and I think the next stop's 78.65. And if you break that, man, you're in a lot of trouble. Like there's just not much here. So buyers better start coming in soon. Otherwise, minimum 8.8% downside. And then if that doesn't hold, then you have an absurd 48% downside that no one would believe right now. And I get that because that's crazy. I don't even believe that yet. You got to break $78 first and then we'll talk. Really ugly, man. Do we want to look at the Cathie Wood stuff? Let's just do that. Okay, top holding of Cathie Wood's ARK is Zoom, only down 0.65%. And I would think that's why, you know, ARK didn't get completely destroyed because of this. You know, it's funny, I say that, right? It didn't get completely destroyed, but you know what it did today? Made 3-year lows, lowest price since December of 2019, and your lowest daily candle close of the entire bear trend bubble pop, and the lowest daily candle close since like December 17th, 2019. This is all-time lows down here. So I think you're going to test that. You almost did. So close, man. But not yet. So this, again, largest percentage holding of the ARK fund is Zoom Video. Second largest is what? Tesla. We already looked at Tesla. It's ruined. Absolutely world crumbling beneath it right now. Broke support and could be headed to $64, if not $91. Exhaust Science, Exact Sciences. There was a news-driven joke catalyst about cancer research, blah, blah, blah. This thing never makes money. It doesn't. Negative EPS every quarter. But because of that news-driven catalyst, a pump, and you can see this is a joke this is a joke gap, right? This is an everyday gap that probability is extremely high that it will fill in time. This is not a breakaway gap where there's a huge change in price. Go look at that Netflix gap down, that's a breakaway gap. I could find millions of examples of breakaway gaps. This is not one. This is not an exhaustion gap either. That doesn't make sense right here. So it's an everyday gap that will fill, and the target's 44.74. And I think this is still valid. This is like a hop of the shark. And if it's not a hop of the shark, it's a 113. It is a 113% shark. Fine, that's fine too. But I don't think this is gonna hold. I don't think 49.50 is gonna hold on an asset that makes $0 in such terrible market conditions. That's in a very well established downtrend. So that's your third largest holding of ARK. And this is one reason why ARK is not just completely destroyed way more, right? Because of this and Zoom. But then you got Roku down 5% today. What did it do? Lowest price Roku's made since January of 2019. There's an unfilled gap at 33.50, 33.60. So what does that mean? That's, my God, man, that's a lot of percent. Still got 15% downside before it fills a gap down there, and then a little bit more, maybe 20, 25% downside till it sees the next supports. Bro, these things are like, so this one's awful. Square is barely hanging on here. I get it. People will be like, whoa, dude, nice support. I mean, it's a zone of inflection. You can click 55.80 to 80 or 58.30. It's a gray zone. Buyers defended. Huge rally. Then just immediate, like, just sell off, right? One time, two times, confirming distribution, dumping, making the lowest low of the bear trend. Wow, that's not indicative of a bull market or a reversal. Nope, by God, no. But still, the buyers somehow, some way defended the area and it got back above it. But here's the context, very important. Substantially, ridiculously lower high than the previous two highs that are lower than the previous highs and the previous highs. And then even locally from the next little joke high you had, it's lower again. So there's just confirmation of just all this redistribution going on, and you're just getting right back down to that same level that buyers have been defending since June, 7 months. That is absorption of remaining demand, if I've ever seen it. And once the absorption of demand is complete, around $56, it's going to be a fast ride down to $34, where the COVID crash was. Square. Block Incorporated, dude. Remember, they changed it to block because my blockchain, my crypto. Zuckerberg, Facebook becomes Meta because my crypto. FOMO, mania. They got caught in it. What's up, Miami World Art? Are you gonna show me some art, dude, when I come down? I think I've got a spot I want to buy. I think I found it. Just got to get the right price, and I got to like it in the in-person tour, and then I'll probably pull the trigger. I'm already like pre-qualified for what I need, so I'm like ready to go, guns blazing, dude. Going down there, man. Exciting. Like, wow, I've been this excited about things since October 2020 when Bitcoin was, you know, about to go to $65,000 from $12,000. Yeah, Isaac Newton got caught in the mania phase too. He certainly did. He FOMO'd. And he sold broke. The South Seas company, I believe, he bought on the way up. Get wrecked. Art scene is in Wynwood. Yeah, well, I mean, I understand, but that's not like the area I want to be in, unfortunately. But I can visit Wynwood, you know, just Uber over. And I can predict the movement of the stars, but not the madness of men. Beautiful. Very, very good. He should have read the charts, man. He should have. I mean, yeah, maybe he could have been one of the founding fathers of the Fibonacci sequence with charts. But he chose to just FOMO and ape in, dude. Here's PATH. Uipath, Technology Services. Kind of a joke, down 1.3% today. All-time lows. This is Cathie Wood's, one of her large. This is the 6th largest holding of Cathie Wood's. I mean, really? She didn't sell it. She didn't get rid of it. She didn't change. She just been holding this, dude. Shopify, 7th largest holding. You know, completed that really nice shark and has been performing okay. Still above its key levels though, $29 and $30. If it stays above that long enough, okay, it'll be fine. But if it breaks $29, you're in a lot of trouble. You go to $17, $11.83. But this one's not as in bad shape as the others. It's still awful. It's miserable, but I'm just saying, right? It's not below inflection points that had been testing in May and June. Okay. Teledoc Health down 3%. Oh my God. This is what's so nasty. T-Dot, man. I remember like somewhere. Where did she like buy more? Either here, one like at some point in 2021 or sometime in 2022. And look at this thing. You know what Teledoc Health did today? Of all days. I'm not talking about yesterday, day before, weeks before. I'm talking about today. T-Doc had made not just its lowest price since May 8th, 2017. It also had its lowest daily candle close, the entire bear market, and the lowest candle close since May of 2017. Talking about 5-year lows on one of her largest holdings in the fund. That is crazy, dude. 5 years, though. That's her thing, right? She loves 5 years. Well, that was 5 years. 5-year lows. Same with ARK in general. ARKK fund. 5+ year lows. Total's the fruitiest of fruit flies. Yes, it is. Total. Okay, we got to look at Total real quick, all right? Listen to me.
I like turtles.
There's bears out here.
Price gonna dip.
Do you understand? Very scary. Like, I just want to make sure you all understand, the people that are watching and lurking, that never type and stuff. I just want to make sure we're on the same page here, okay? Like, we understand there are a handful of a few assets that are showing that edge you look for, but we are in extremely bearish market conditions. Very, very bad market conditions, okay? And the chances of those handful of few assets playing out bullishly, it's probably not that high, because we're looking at total market cap here, staring into the absolute and utter abyss, okay? If anyone's long on crypto right now, they better have a stop loss set up somewhere very tight, because this is you're staring into death, man. You're staring into, well, total market cap just lost 50% of its value. No big deal. Straight up and down and up. And guess what? It will be down. It'll be a down situation. There will be carnage, man. It will be death and pain. And that's sad, because that means probably Bitcoin's collapsing. And everything else is too with it. That's the sad thing, man. Okay, can y'all let me know, people that are watching that are just not typing, the ones that are watching, please let me know you understand that, like, almost every of the 18,000 cryptos looks like utter garbage and is bearish and is probably going to collapse a lot. Then there are a handful of few ones, just in case Bitcoin, you can't flip the coin on Bitcoin locally and it went up. Those would be the ones that would probably outperform and do well, and you could strategize an entry on them for long. But you're going long in a long-term bearish trend. You know that. I'm telling you that. I tell you that every day. So if this thing doesn't hold, man, it's over. I have an alert set up. Mother of God. See, like, you're breaking it. You're breaking it. You're breaking it. But it's just not lasting long, right? You will get, at one point with this type of price action, you're going to get a point where it breaks and buyers do not recapture that level. And that is the day that I'm going live at a random time, because the markets are crashing really, really bad. Any kind of potential long setup stopped out immediately, and all the ones that were looking terrible collapsed 30, 50%. Okay? But you said, the trolls, the scrubs. But you said this, but you said that, what? You said that Q&T was going to go to moon. No, I never said that. I never said that. I just said that it's showing the variables we look for. And it's actually reversed its trend midterm, which is kind of insane. And it's up 0.17% today. It's really unbelievable. Like, I can't even believe Q&T is doing all this. But it's there. We're identifying it. We get it. But I know if crypto crashes, total crashes, Bitcoin crashes, there's just probably no way this plays out. It probably just dumps and goes down to $85, $86, and then eventually sees its new lows, because it's as useless as all the other crap out there. 18,000 scams, man. It did, Bob. It did. But, like, it may not last. And you got to understand that. You can't be mad about it, Like... You can't be a poor sport about, hey, man, we maybe identified a long position and it gets stopped out really fast because the whole macro collapses.
Since you want to see something that isn't a scam and is doing well, look at GMX. It's a perp DEX that pays out its fees and ETH to token holders. Also avoid Winwood and go eat at Machiolina. Love you, Mitch.
What's up, Natch? Thanks, dude, for the 15. Well, yeah. Well, the Bitcoin conference was in Winwood. And it's not in the craziest part of the city, like the coolest, most active. I'm looking like the Brickell area, like dead heart effing middle of it all, man. Okay. With the skyline, the water, the vibes, everything. Very good, man. There are times to make money and there are times not to lose money. We have been in that phase of times not to lose money for a very long time. Hey, you can say it's not a scam. Look, man, some of these cryptos aren't like inherently scams, dude. But it doesn't matter if they're scams or they're not scams. You get that, right? Because crypto is not driven by if the asset's a real scam or not. The crypto market is solely driven by three things I've talked about a billion times, right? The trend, sentiment, and momentum. Trend, bearish. Been bearish. Over a year now. Sentiment, very bearish. Momentum, very bearish, right? All like the trend, the momentum, and the sentiment, all bad. Terrible. So this thing could cure cancer. And it doesn't matter. 33.27 probably. Look, man, there's no data on this thing, right? You got a candle high, you got a candle low, the initial ones, and then that's it, man. It was a breakdown and a complete head fake, and then a back test of that support as support on November 11th, and it rallied and up thrusted through this candle high close and is now back below it, and it's down 2.17% on the day, and eventually probably going to 33.27 from here. Probably. Live chat's broken, dude. It's just the widget's broken. Streamlabs chat is broken. I can't make it work. It's been having weird problems for months now, like 2 months. I don't know why. It's just the way it is, dude. Okay, maybe it'll work tomorrow. If not, I'll have the Bitcoin chart up at all times there. Fit looks good. It's like the Beanie Baby Mania bubble popped, and you're like, dude, Tabasco looks good, bro. And you're like waving Tabasco Beanie Baby in the chat. Look, dude, this one like actually looks like it's good, man. It's like, no, that Beanie Baby doesn't look as good. It looks the same. It's all subjective at that point. Yeah, I like bull stuffed animals over octopus stuffed animals. Sure. It's all right, man. I mean, like, that's, you know what's sad? You know what's really sad, chat? That was the only request today. GMX. Your boss lost so much on H-bar. Dude. Again, you might as well have said, let's see, top Beanie Baby names. I mean, ad lib, legit, ad lib any crypto with a Beanie Baby name. So ad lib H-bar with Chocolate the Moose. Dude, my boss lost so much money on Chocolate the Moose. Or my boss lost so much money on Patty the Platypus or Brownie the Bear. Later renamed Cubby. Okay. Pinchers the Lobster. Claude the Crab pattern. Yep. That's it, dude. H-bar. Got a long way to go, man. Bearish engulfing candle yesterday. Look, it broke the bearish consolidation pattern. Oh, but there's divergence, man. Yeah, so much for the divergence, not performing at all yet. I mean, just look where the downside. Look where the supports are. Look at where reversals have happened. Way lower. Good God. It was so bad, dude. I'm not talking S about platypuses. Sorry. I feel like that was like a debating. But I was talking about Patty the Platypus, specifically the Beanie Baby, not the animals. What's up, Basit, man? Basit Khan. Thanks for the 179 pound super chat. You better stay warm there. I bet it's really cold. In London, New York, mate. I swear out. I swear out, mate. Imagine me and Hex being, are you down 5% on the new day? Yeah, you are. It's the new day, and you're down 5%. This thing's screwed, man. I can't believe my alert almost got triggered at its lows today. But where you are on Hex, there is no support. 1.4 cents is next. If you don't hold 1.4 cents, oh my God. I mean, it's like either pick your poison of 7.1 tenths of 1 penny or 5.3 tenths of 1 penny. That's it. Look straight up and down and up and down and up and down and up. That is it. So if it goes to 1.4 cents and doesn't hold, so I'll just tell you this. Where it is right now, Hex has 25% downside from here. That's probably where it's going. You hear me? It's about to lose 25% more of its value. And if that level doesn't hold when it gets there, then there is just a 64 to 72% downside after that, okay? God, man, it's ugly. A lot of coins down today already. It's only been going on for an hour and a half. Anyway, I guess I'll wrap it up. I've been live an hour and 40 minutes, so yeah, look at this, man. Wow. Let's go to the Bitcoin chart. I loathe going to the Bitcoin chart these days, right? Because it's like nothing happens anymore. These are daily this looks like a 5-minute chart, right? Nope. Each candle represents one day, one grueling day. Got 0.16%. I hope it holds, man. I hope we flip the coin and it lands on heads or tails, because it never fails, and we pump to 18K. But if it lands on heads, 16.2, and then way, way lower. And it's just all about total. Look, man, they did it again. Wow. How many days now? Wow, they're holding it. Total's going to be fine, right? The fruit fly support. And golden candle still active. Just ridiculous, man. How close you are to utter demise, but somehow still there. Okay, so good luck. Thanks for the views. Thanks for viewing the stream, and thanks for the people that liked, and thanks for the people that are here in these market conditions. Y'all are the real ones. I'm joking about giving y'all a badge or a flare in the Discord, and it's like, if you don't have that flare when the new bull cycle begins, we'll just make fun of you every day and call you Moon Boy. I'll be back. Until next time, respect the TA.